In this lesson, you will learn about the Fortinet Enterprise Firewall Solution and the Fortinet Security Fabric. After completing this lesson, you should be able to achieve the objective shown on the slide. By demonstrating competence in the Fortinet Security Fabric, you will be able to describe the Fortinet Enterprise Firewall Solution. You will also be able to configure the Fortinet Security Fabric, perform a security rating audit of your security fabric, and configure automation. In this section, you will learn about the Fortinet Enterprise Firewall Solution at a high level. The traditional way of protecting a network by securing the perimeter has become a thing of the past. Network and security administrators today must protect against a wide range of threats such as zero-day attacks, APTs, polymorphic malware, and many more. They must also protect the network from any potential insider threats. BYOD and evolving cloud technologies are creating borderless networks, which is further compounding the challenge of securing such complex networks. The perimeter of an enterprise network is no longer recognizable. What happens when employees connect to the corporate network from home? Does the network perimeter extend to each employee's home network? Where is the perimeter when there are services running in the cloud? What about employees' personal devices, BYOD? Malware can easily bypass any entry point firewall and get inside the network. This could happen through an infected USB stick or an employee's compromised personal device being connected to the corporate network. Additionally, network administrators can no longer take for granted that everything and everyone inside the network can be trusted. Attacks can now come from inside the network. To secure such a vast network, you must apply the Zero Trust model. The attack can come from anywhere, using any method, and affect anything. In the same way that threats and network technologies have evolved, your network security strategies must evolve too. You must apply end-to-end security, from the endpoints to the cloud. Additionally, you must deploy internal segmentation firewalls to segment the network so that any breach coming from inside can be contained in one segment of the network without reaching other segments. However, there are challenges to implementing these measures. You need to implement multiple layers of security from the endpoints through the protected services through the network entry points and up to the cloud. This usually implies the use of multiple vendors, which means no central management and no central visibility over what is happening in the network. The Fortinet Enterprise Firewall Solution answers those challenges. It offers effective and fast end-to-end security with a consolidated operating system, FortiOS. The core of the solution is the Security Fabric, which enables the communication of all the security devices in an enterprise network. The Fortinet Enterprise Firewall Solution offers guidelines about where to install your network security devices and what roles they'll have in each part of the enterprise network. You can manage all of these deployments using a FortiManager and deliver single pane of glass management and reporting across the enterprise. In the Enterprise Firewall Solution, each FortiGate device has a specific role, depending on where it is installed and what assets it's protecting. In general, there are 5 roles: Distributed Enterprise Firewall, DEFW, Cloud Firewall, CFW, Next Generation Firewall, NGFW, Data Center Firewall, DCFW, Internal Segmentation Firewall, ISFW. In this lesson, you will learn about the DEFW, NGFW, DCFW, and ISFW. NGFWs are usually deployed for firewall, application visibility, intrusion prevention, malware detection, and VPNs. NGFWs can play the traditional role of the entry point firewall, or, depending on the network infrastructure, can be deployed in the core. DCFWs protect corporate services. They focus on inspecting incoming traffic and are usually installed at the distribution layer. The throughput requirements of DCFW is the highest of all deployment roles. This can range from 10 gigabits per second all the way up to 1 terabits per second. Because of the high performance requirements, in most cases, the security functions are kept to a minimum: firewall, application control, and IPS. ISFWs split your network into multiple security segments. They serve as breach containers for attacks that come from inside. Firewall, application control, web filtering, and IPS are the features that are commonly enabled in these firewalls. It's also a good place to perform antivirus and implement sandbox inspection so you can isolate specific devices in specific segments and prevent propagation. DEFWs are usually smaller devices installed in branch offices and remote sites. Distributed enterprises usually don't follow a standardized enterprise network design, and therefore multiple layers are collapsed into one or two layers. They are connected to the corporate headquarters using a VPN. DEFWs are all-in-one security devices, doing firewall, application control, IPS, web filtering, and antivirus inspection. In this section, you will learn about the Fortinet Security Fabric. The Fortinet Security Fabric ties your network together to provide visibility and control. The Fortinet Security Fabric covers network security, cloud security, endpoint client security, email security, web security, secure wired, wireless, and VPN access, advanced threat protection, unified management, and analytics. The Fortinet Security Fabric delivers a unified approach that is broad, integrated, and automated. It reduces and manages the attack surface through integrated broad visibility, stopping advanced threats through integrated AI-driven breach prevention, while reducing complexity through automated operations and orchestration. The Fortinet Security Fabric segments the entire network, from the Internet of Things to the cloud, to provide an end-to-end solution. 2 or more FortiGate devices and FortiAnalyzer are the mandatory products at the core of the solution. To add more visibility and control, Fortinet recommends adding FortiManager, FortiAP, FortiClient, FortiSandbox, FortiMail, and FortiSwitch. The solution can be extended by adding other network security devices. The Security Fabric follows a tree model. You must configure the root FortiGate first. This includes FortiAnalyzer registration and, if any, FortiManager registration. The branch FortiGate devices connect to upstream FortiGate devices to form the Security Fabric tree. All FortiGate devices in the Security Fabric must have bidirectional FortiTelemetry connectivity. FortiTelemetry uses TCP port 8013. FortiGate uses the FortiTelemetry protocol to communicate with other FortiGate devices and distribute information about the network topology. FortiGate also uses FortiTelemetry to integrate with FortiClient. The root FortiGate collects the network topology information and forwards it to FortiAnalyzer using the FortiAnalyzer API. FortiAnalyzer combines that information with the logs received from all FortiGate devices to generate different topology views, as well as indicators of compromise, IOC, in cases when endpoints get compromised. FortiAnalyzer sends the topology views and the IOC events to the root FortiGate. You can configure FortiGate to take automatic actions anytime an IOC has been received from FortiAnalyzer. If a FortiGate is not the Security Fabric root, you can see which upstream FortiGate it is connected to with the command diagnose sys cfs upstream. You can see the list of downstream FortiGate devices, if any, with the command diagnose sys cfs downstream. By default, in a Security Fabric, all FortiGate devices send logs to a single FortiAnalyzer. FortiAnalyzer is configured on the root FortiGate, which is pushed to all downstream FortiGate devices as they join the fabric. In a similar way, the FortiManager configuration is also pushed from the root to all other FortiGate devices. So all Security Fabric members are managed by the same FortiManager. You can disable this configuration synchronization using the setting Configure Sync under Config System CSF. All FortiGate devices in the Security Fabric maintain their own Security Fabric map. Security Fabric maps include the MAC address and IP address of all connected FortiGate devices and their interfaces. FortiGate devices in the Security Fabric know the MAC address of their upstream and downstream peers. If a FortiGate receives a packet from a MAC address that belongs to another FortiGate in the Security Fabric, it will not log that session. This helps to eliminate the repeated logging of a session by multiple FortiGate devices. A session is always logged by the first FortiGate that handled it in the Security Fabric. Fortinet recommends using a FortiManager for centralized management of all FortiGate devices and access devices in the Security Fabric. You can integrate FortiSwitch devices and FortiAP devices to extend the Security Fabric down to the access layer. You can also extend the fabric by integrating FortiMail, FortiWeb, and FortiClient EMS. The Security Fabric is open. The API and protocol itself is available for other vendors to join and for partner integration. This allows for communication between Fortinet and third-party devices. Fabric connectors allow you to integrate multi-cloud support such as ACI and AWS, to name a few. In an application-centric infrastructure, ACI, the SDN connector serves as a gateway bridging SDN controllers and FortiGate devices. The SDN connector registers itself to APIC in the Cisco ACI fabric, pulls interested objects, and translates them into address objects. The translated address objects and associated endpoints populate on FortiGate. FortiGate VM for Microsoft Azure also supports cloud init and bootstrapping. You can view the Security Fabric topology on the root FortiGate GUI. There are two options: Physical Topology View and Logical Topology View. The Physical Topology View displays the physical structure of your network by showing the devices in the Security Fabric and the connections between them. The Logical Topology View displays the logical structure of your network by showing information about logical and physical network interfaces in the Security Fabric and the interfaces that connect the devices in the Security Fabric. The topology views are interactive. You can authorize and deauthorize access devices such as FortiSwitch and FortiAP. You can ban or unban compromised clients. You can also perform some device management tasks directly in the topology view, such as device upgrades or connect to specific device CLI. Only Fortinet devices are shown in the topology views. Security Rating is a subscription service which requires a security rating license. This service now provides the ability to perform many best practices, including password checks, to audit and strengthen your network security. The Security Rating service supports the following: ranks customer percentile using Security Audit, FortiGuard data. Security Rating supports sending results to FortiGuard and receiving statistics from FortiGuard, displayed to customer in the form of percentile. Security audits running in the background, not just on demand when an administrator is logged into the GUI. When you view the security audit page, the latest saved security audit data is loaded. From the GUI, you can run audits on demand and view results for different devices in the Security Fabric. You can also view all results or just failed test results. New security checks that help you make improvements to your organization's network, such as enforcing password security, applying recommended login attempt thresholds, encouraging two-factor authentication, and more. The Security Rating service reports the security score per the Security Fabric group. FortiGuard Security Rating service is a subscription-based service that takes the generated report and obtains analysis by FortiGuard. It compares security score results within the industry that the Fabric group belongs to. All FortiGate devices in the group need to have FortiGuard Security Rating service, and the score can only be obtained on Security Fabric root node. The score can be obtained once Security Rating report is generated. The scores are presented as percentiles and are based on the industry, the size of the organization, and the region. FortiGate includes a system dashboard widget that retrieves and displays the historical security rating trends for the Security Fabric. This widget adds a historical security rating score chart to the existing security rating dashboard widget that shows the security rating results over time. The security rating dashboard widget has two views: a view to show the historical security rating scores over time along with the industry average for comparison, a view to show historical security rating scores percentile over time. Administrator-defined automated workflows, called stitches, use if-then statements to cause FortiOS to automatically respond to an event in a pre-programmed way. Because this workflow is part of the security fabric, you can set up if-then statements for any device in the security fabric. However, Security Fabric is not a requirement to use stitches. Each automation pairs an event trigger and one or more actions, which allows you to monitor your network and take appropriate action when the Security Fabric detects a threat. You can use automation stitches to detect events from any source in the Security Fabric and apply actions to any destination. You can configure the minimum internal seconds setting to make sure you don't receive repeat notifications about the same event. You can configure the compromised host trigger to create an automated threat response stitch. This trigger uses Indicator of Compromise, IOC, event reporting from FortiAnalyzer. Based on the threat level threshold setting, you can configure the stitch to take different remediation steps. Quarantine the compromised host at the FortiSwitch or FortiAP. Quarantine FortiClient on the compromised host using FortiClient EMS. Ban the IP. You can also click Monitor, Quarantine, Monitor to view quarantined and banned IP addresses. Quarantined addresses are automatically removed from quarantine after a configurable period of time. Banned IP addresses can be removed from the list only by administrator intervention. You can test your automation stitch using the command shown on this slide. When an automation stitch is triggered, FortiGate creates an event log. This slide shows the objectives that you covered in this lesson.